Hello and welcome to Financial Technology Frontiers Live. We are here for a very interesting discussion around personal banking and digital transformation in personal banking. With me today, I have the head of personal banking and digital transformation at one of the leading challenger banks in Canada, the EQ Bank. And with me is Mahima Poddar, who is heading personal banking. She's going to speak to us something very interesting about what kind of product innovations are happening, especially in a neobank perspective, in a challenger bank perspective, and how they are working towards frictionless customer experience. Mahima, welcome to Banking Frontiers.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Mahima, you have been innovating. You have had the privilege of being one of the recent entrants into the banking industry compared to the age old banks who have been operating in Canada. What kind of product innovations are you getting in, especially when you talk to all this new population, the immigrant population? How are you making their journey frictionless in this entire banking journey?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's a great question. I think for us, it's important to recognize where we're starting from. 90+% of the assets in this country are held by the big five banks. We are not one of those big five banks. And so any product that we bring to the market has to be different. It has to have more value than what an average customer is used to. Otherwise, we're just not going to get the customers. So our strategic imperative is always to challenge the status quo and innovate around the product so that we're giving back more to customers than what they have today. Some of those examples, our core product is a high interest checking account. So in Canada, there's always been this false dichotomy of you either put your money in a checking account or you put it in a savings account. The only way that you're earning any sort of interest is a savings account, but you can't actually use the cash. What we've done is combine that construct and say, you can freely transact from the account, but we will pay you a very attractive interest rate. So we're paying 3% on a high interest checking account and there's no fees. But what we've fundamentally done now is taken out the fees that the customer is paying, plus we're actually paying them for storing their money, which has real value. And so it's all about giving money back to the customer. Another example, we recently launched a payment card. That payment card is essentially debit rails where you don't traditionally have any rewards, but we have managed to innovate so that you get 0.5% back of cash back on everything. There's no fees on the card. You can use the card at any ATM in Canada. You don't have to look for the specific bank and there's no charges. You can use the card in online purchases or in store. And then the other piece here is from a foreign exchange perspective, if you're using the card internationally, there's no premium on the foreign exchange, which means a customer is on average saving 1.5 to 3% on every international purchase. This is all on a card that costs no money. There's no fees. There's no activation costs. Plus, there's no chance that you're going to get dinged with interest if you miss a payment. And so that's another kind of everyday banking innovation that we're tackling. The last one I'll talk about, right now we're working on small business banking. This country is fundamentally run by small businesses, and it is one of the most arduous processes to actually open a bank account, to use a bank account here, and then when you do use it, a small business is faced with all these fees and encumbrances. And so you hear time and time again, I don't want to focus on my financials, I just want to be running my business. We are trying to change that with the small business product. Again, we're bringing high interest checking accounts to small businesses. It will be a completely 100% digital onboarding. So you don't have to have a phone call. You don't need to go to the branch to actually open the account, which in itself has never been done before in Canada. And then you get rid of the minimum balances. You get rid of all the hidden fees, et cetera. Plus, the small business is actually earning interest on their balance. So we're really excited about bringing that innovation to the small business community because they've really been underserved, even though we're a completely developed banking nation.
And to add to it is the fatigue of sitting on for hours or getting your customer service officer on the call.
Oh my God, absolutely. It's a funny story, but I have an account with a big bank. My debit card got stolen in a taxi cab. I feel like this has happened to many people in Canada. And they wouldn't let me freeze my card on the app. And it took me 4 hours to reach their fraud department so that I could freeze the card. And in that process, that bank lost $6,000 because in the 4 hours, that's how much money the fraudsters took out. Whereas for us, it's so important that we are valuing the customer's time. We have a goal to answer every call within 20 seconds of the customer calling. That will soon become instantly, but right now it's 20 seconds. And we're close. 85% of our calls are being picked up within 20 seconds. And that's the commitment that we're making to make sure that our customers are valued and they're treated with respect and their time is treated with respect.
Super. That is one of the most challenging aspect that I would like to look at any bank, because that is the most fundamental thing to the customer service. Now, every service of yours is based on technology.
Mhm.
What kind of technology trends have you been seeing in the recent past, and how is it going towards the next level?
I mean, one of the big trends is personalization, right? And so having a robust set of data around the customer allows you to bring customized experiences to the customer. And there's actually quite a bit of demand for that personalization. So the technology, the branching strategies, the way that development is occurring is giving us more ability to segment our approach based on the customer and actually give them something that is applicable to them specifically. I feel like this is going to unlock a huge amount of potential as it relates to customer experience, which is really the important part of investing against technology is how do you deliver that phenomenal customer experience. But you take the personalization capability, you combine it with what's happening with artificial intelligence and the power of machine learning models. So now you can personalize an experience to what the customer needs and bring the richness of their actual data and the insights from that data to the customer in their specific use case. Today, that actually relies on a human to do. That human doesn't have access to the data. They can't process the data fast enough. And so by using what's kind of becoming available in the technology sense, we can do so much better for the customer, and it's instantaneously and should actually be lower cost.
And when it comes to having engagements with the fintechs, and your bank has been pretty forthcoming when it comes to engaging with the fintech, what kind of fintechs do you see engaging with in the near future?
So our philosophy has always been, let's make sure we own the things that we do really well. So deposits and financial products are like deposits are our core kind of competency. We're going to own the deposits, the technology that supports the deposits, but we're not going to be able to build the best of breed in every single component of banking. And so what we want to do is partner with best of breed partners to offer the ancillary services of everyday banking. So for example, we have a partnership with Wise to do international transfers, and I fundamentally believe they offer the best international money transfer in the world. We're partnered with another fintech called Nesto that offers a mortgage marketplace. So now our customers can come on and look at over 160 financial institutions' mortgage offerings through a completely digital experience. We are also looking to get into wealth potentially, so we're doing a discovery. We know that we are going to partner with a best of breed partner to bring the infrastructure of wealth as opposed to us trying to build it from scratch. So what that lets us do is really invest in the things that we are excellent at, which is deposits and everyday banking, and partner with these best of breed partners to bring the best of financial services to our customer without, again, having to build it all ourselves.
How do you see the role of AI and machine learning in the next level in the banking industry?
So there's two things that we're doing. One thing is we really want to be best in class in chat. I think there's so much power of customer service through chat. By using generative AI, we think those conversations with a customer can be heavily streamlined by using the power of, again, Gen AI. And so that's one element. The second piece is around financial advice. I think if we are able to have that data set on our customers, the insights that we'll be able to yield for the customers can provide them the guidance that they're looking for. And so one of the common questions that comes up, for example, is should I invest in my TFSA or my RRSP? Well, you don't need a financial advisor to do the analysis to answer that question. If we have the right models and the data to support what that customer's individual use cases, we can provide that advice to them in a much more lower cost, more convenient mechanism. And so I think there's a lot of powerful use cases that AI is going to bring to our customers, and we're really trying to bring that to them as, in a seamless, frictionless experience.
Super. I think this is just the beginning of the conversation. When you get into innovation, you would get into deeper and deeper areas. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much for your wonderful conversation.
So great to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.